At the Capitol with Representative Mike Thompson. Of course, Representative Thompson is chairman of the Energy Committee here at the Capitol, but on a celebratory note, you had some hometown folks make a great accomplishment. Talk about that.
Absolutely. Well, as you well know, I'm a graduate of Putnam City Original High School, and the boys won state 6A basketball. We had a great presentation for them on the House floor along with Representative Kern. That is, the school is actually physically in her district. I have part of the school district in my district, and being a graduate holds a special place in my heart. So we wanted to recognize them for their accomplishments, and I believe they have 4 or 5 students going to go play in college. So we're excited for them.
Yeah, great example of a very fine program over there at Original Putnam City. I heard that, and a great accomplishment for those kids. And so, how were they able to be honored, and what does that mean for them?
Absolutely. We invited them to come out to the House of Representatives. We presented them with a special citation in front of the House body. Also, I think some media was present there as well, and presented the team with a citation stating their accomplishments and stating how proud we are of them. And we're hoping that they get to move forward next year and hopefully take state again.
What a lifelong memory that we can have, and we can help our children have, simply by allowing our district's representatives to know about the accomplishments that are going on around town. Now, on a different note, we have voter ID, which is something that's gaining a lot of press. Talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. We passed this legislation over and over. I think the people, and a vast majority of the people in the state of Oklahoma, do want a program in which you use an ID in order to vote, so we don't have voter fraud. The governor decided to veto the bill just yesterday, and so what we decided to do was send it to a vote of the people. The people are going to get a vote in November on whether or not they want to have the ID program put in place or not. And we think that that's appropriate. And we were very surprised to see that the governor vetoed this piece of legislation, considering it's overwhelmingly popular with the voters, but also it helps protect from voter fraud.
Well, and talk a little bit about that, because that's a process of legislation and how a legislation can work that we've not addressed at mylegislator.tv. How this bill went through the process, got to the governor's desk, and he exercised his power, which was a veto, which basically said no. And then how does this now come to a vote of the people?
Well, what we do, in order for any issue to come to a vote of the people, if it passes through the House and it passes to the Senate, then it automatically goes to a vote of the people. It bypasses the governor. And these are only on constitutional type items, constitutional type issues. So if the House and the Senate pass a piece of legislation that gives folks the right to vote on an issue, then it does not have to be signed by the governor.
Okay, so now voter ID comes to the polls. Let your representatives know how you feel about this piece of legislation and get out and vote. Make sure you register early. Now also, you being chairman of the Energy Commission, you have some insight about the alternative energy sources that are being looked at. Talk a little bit about that. Absolutely. We're still working on wanting to have more CNG cars, compressed natural gas cars, since Oklahoma is the second domestic producer of natural gas. Also, we're talking about wind energy. Right now, a lot of these wind turbines are produced outside of Oklahoma. Well, what we want to do is inspire some of these companies to move to Oklahoma. And they should be in Oklahoma because, as we all know, the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and we live with that every day. And so we have some incentives in place to start inspiring some of these wind manufacturers to come to our state and create those jobs here and employ Oklahomans. So we're very proud of that. Also, you know, with what's being handed down from the federal government on alternative energy, I think Oklahoma may be ahead of the curve right now. We still want to stay on that curve.
We've got those initiatives out there. We're still studying switchgrass. As we all know, we use a lot of corn for ethanol, and it's raised the price of our food. Well, if you're using switchgrass, that corn won't have to be used as much, and hopefully some food prices will go down.
Yeah, that's another, there's so many different ways in which people are exploring new fuel and new energy. I kind of like the natural gas for the state of Oklahoma and what that might mean. And I agree, but I won't sing it. The wind does come sweeping down the plain. Representative Thompson, thank you very much, as always, for your insights and for visiting with us.
Oh, yeah, happy to be here. Thank you.